Hello and welcome to another video here on the channel. Today we will be diving straight into my review of Death in Paradise Season 13 Episode 1. Going straight in with my initial notes I wrote down in my notebook, which I've been doing now for about 4 or 5 episodes of my reviews, pretty much since the start of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary. I mean, this is not the page that I've written on, but like you can somewhat see like the indentation from like previous pages. I write a lot, alright? So this is like a lot. So that's my casualty review for the other day. Link up here. So anyway, good music to open with. Absolutely brilliant. Selwyn deserves absolutely everything that is said in this episode, except for maybe the bad things, but he does deserve a lot of the good things that have been said. I wish the speech was given at Catherine's bar. The Yacht Club, sorry, I'm a bit ill. The Yacht Club, despite being like a very prominent place, somewhere we don't get to see as an audience very much, I personally think that we should have done it in Catherine's bar, because that's the audience's safe place. Now, for those of you who were probably sat there for a while thinking, I recognise that man's face, he was in the very first episode of Death in Paradise. It's really nice to see him coming back, so the guy who played Collins. It's nice to see him coming back, because he was with the first two, so Dwayne and Fidel and Camille. So he's like an integral part, and just backing off of that, it was great to see Camille again. However, I think it's on here somewhere. There needed to be more returning cast for this. This is the 100th episode of Death in Paradise. The only returning cast member was, from another series, was Camille. I personally think Fidel could have come back, Dwayne could have come back, JP, he only left not that long ago. Obviously, people who can't, like obviously, Humphrey's off doing the other series, he could have come back. Like, bring them over. Bring, like, people who we know, and people who we still see, and, like, people who, on the 100th episode, you go, oh, that's great. It was, however, really good to see Camille. I do wish, though, that they didn't try and kill Selwyn. It does make a nice episode, and I think it will, like, play into the series as well. And thankfully, he didn't actually die, which is very good. Everyone feels like Darlene in this, right at the start. And that's such an important part, in my opinion. Marlon was absolutely the right choice in the ambulance. It really does just add to his character development. And the Yacht Club, actually just like we would be in the same situation as the Yacht Club, and that is just what we wanted to see. And characters that act like the audience. We, the audience. Darlene has absolutely made the right choice in becoming a police officer. I was at first questioning it, but I think it's very good that she's come back. Who doesn't use a phone, though? That was my question. I remember it was like phone with no text messages or anything. Who doesn't use a phone? The inspector's proud of speech was perfect. That pride was absolutely necessary here. Denying the hug was great. What did I write here? Oh, and then Marlon saying he's irresistible. Please. Who is never snoop? Yes, never ever snoop in anyone's home. I'm so glad that the inspector said something. That was perfect. And it really does just add to the comedy and charm of the show that we know. Like the snooping in Selwyn's stuff. Obviously he was angry. It's just funny because we'd be in the same situation in real life. The off the record with the affair thing was very interesting, very good plot device to use, especially with Selwyn being a key person. Sorry, I'm just adding to my notes because normally I do this before I record, but I've literally just finished it and I need this video to go out tomorrow. So yeah, there's that. The hospital is an absolutely lovely scene and is absolutely helpful to the story. And it's absolutely smart to use the blackmailer because it really does just add add to the situation. Especially when we get to the end as well. This is by no means a spoiler-free review, guys. I'm so sorry. The news created... Yes, the news team created an incredible plot device. It was like being in a real situation. The use of the phone call was very interesting, especially with the way he responded. Having Allman be drunk on the phone made the conversation a whole lot more interesting and, if anything, a little bit more enjoyable. The bear was brilliant, and the fact that the bear gets donated really does just add to his character. Right. Now, anyone who's watched my videos before knows that a lot of the time my notes get a bit messy. This will be a very messy one because I have a lot to say, right? I absolutely understand how Selwyn feels from this. The kiss talk was very important to have because it reminds the audience that life will continue, even if Selwyn leaves, which don't you leave, Selwyn, don't you dare. Sorry, I know how that is to an audience, I'm so sorry. The husband knowing about the affair was very strange and interesting. Yeah, like I said before, lovely to see Camille again. The night hospital scene was strange but very important to the plot. Alright, the murderer going to the police, wanting to go to police college was interesting. It's certainly a different device that I've not seen before. So there's that. The suicide attempt was different. And I'm just going to write, I'm literally writing this now. Action line is available if you want support. And I wrote the numbers down for my casualty video, so let me go back a couple of pages. I think the phone number might be different though, so I'm not going to read the phone number. Child line, I doubt there's any children watching this one, but I'll mention it anyway. 0800 1111 and bbc.co.uk/action line for people who want support. A satisfying conclusion to the murder, which was very strange. Well, it's very strange from a murder mystery in general because we don't normally get a good conclusion. But nice to see. Normally we're left unsatisfied because as an audience we don't think that should be who the murderer is. But yeah, that was a really nice one actually because it was very unexpected. It was, like I said before, it was great to see Camille again, and it was lovely to see the picture of Florence. This is the drawback. This is supposed to be the 100th episode. So, where are the returning characters? I mean, when Camille came back to the island, we had the other inspector back. Right, the other episode. When we had, what's it coming back? Sorry, I have no tissues at the moment. When we had, Florence coming back, there were loads of mentions of her ex-fiancé and things like that. We get nothing here. We get absolutely nothing. Plain and simply, we get Camille. And this has been the 100th episode. There needed to be more. Sorry, I've got a cold. Anyway. Let me move on to the other part of the episode. The other part of my review series, for those of you who haven't seen it before. Right, the cast for this I've given... sorry, don't have a lot of space right now, so... Anyway, I'll carry you for a minute, alright. The cast for the episode I have given a 10. Which for whatever reason is not going... Yep, we have given a 10 too. Costume design I've given a 7. Links to other series. Like I said before, I've given it a 5. It could have been more, but there... but there were, like, not enough returning characters for my satisfaction. Characters an 8. Plot an 8. These are like pretty standard stuff for me. Music a 7. Like I said right at the start, they picked some good music for this. The Murderer, I've given a 7 as well. Unexpected and really well put together. Rewatchability, I think you'll be able to rewatch this episode quite well. And availability, I've given it a 5 because I just don't know what it's like in other countries. I really don't. I don't even know whether it's gone out there yet. So, that is my Death in Paradise Season 13 Episode 1 review. This will continue next week, next Tuesday. So sorry. Anyway, that's all from me. Make sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.